On this 15-minute tool review, we're going to review the Arccaptain MIG205 PRO. We're also going to build a Christmas gift for Mad Ginger Jess because I'm always in the doghouse. Let's go. Ho, ho, honus. Welcome back to Mad Ginger Customs. On this 15-minute tool review, or 15-ish minute tool review, we are going to review the MIG205 PRO from Arccaptain. This is the new unit that is the improved unit over this unit over here, which is the MIG200, which has been absolutely stellar. We're a big fan of Arccaptain on this channel. It's not going to come as a surprise if you watch our previous videos. I kind of rave about it. I'm really impressed with the packaging they put together in these things. So let's just get right into it because we're going to build you a Christmas project while we're at it for Mad Ginger Jess. What are you getting over the MIG200, right? Processes are similar. It's a MIG welder. It's a TIG welder. It's a stick welder. It does aluminum with a spool gun, or comes with a graphene liner, so you could run aluminum right out of the unit. You say, Dave, the other unit did the same thing. How is this one different? Well, I'm going to tell you. They're going to include a regulator and a hose. The other unit did not come with the regulator and the hose, really like flux core out of the box. They also made this sleeker, right? Overall, it's shorter from front to back. It's a sturdier case all around, and it has two fans in the back to increase the cooling capacity so this thing can run harder, longer. At 205 amps out of this thing, at the 240 volt listed, you can run 60% duty cycle at 205 amps. That is significant out of this machine. And that's because of the increased cooling capacity. They centralized everything in the display. This is obviously a sticker. We're going to take it off. But what comes in the box? Let's talk about that real quick, and then we're just going to get right into it. They do give you the regulator and the hose. They do give you the graphene liner, graphite, graphene, whatever you like to say. But this is so you can run aluminum in this machine. It's going to give you an adapter from 110 to 220/240. It's going to give you the new heavy-duty whip, which this is the newer heavy-duty whip that they give you. They also include, I know, it's kind of a big deal for me because I got one when they did the Cut 50 Pro. This is a cover that fits over this thing. Everyone had been asking for covers for all the other machines. Arccaptain heard you guys. They're like, 205 is getting a cover with it. That's awesome. And check out this stinger. If you guys are arc welders, this thing is 205 on the arc welding. This thing is an absolute monster compared to the one that came with the 200. So if you are a stick guy, this stinger is way beefier. Similar ground clamp, still heavy duty. Oh, that's got a good spring in it. You're also going to get extra tips for the MIG, different sizes. You get a plethora of wheels. Right, so you get the wavy wheel, and you get the smooth wheels, and you get the smaller wavy wheels, and then you get this one extra connector in case you get yourself a spool gun and it doesn't have the right connector on it. Arccaptain thought of that, and they're like, we're going to give you the connector to make the switch. So all you got to do is take your wires out and put it on this because it's just making the switch. Also, what I found interesting is they give you some cool stickers. That's great. You know, whatever. If you're a sticker guy, a lot of guys are like, man, I love the stickers. Whatever, I don't really care too much about that. But they also have given you a better manual. Now, Arccaptain's other manual was a solid manual. I know a lot of the import machines have very, very poor manuals. This manual is very well written, and it is very descriptive. It has pictures for everything as you go, how to set it all up. I mean, it tells you everything. This actually, and it's got the guide on the back for thicknesses and stuff. I don't think they kind of missed anything with this. The unit, gas goes right in the back, on-off switch. Guys, we're not going to do every process on this thing because we're just doing the quick review out of the box. What can you do? But we are going to concentrate on the MIG welder function because that's what predominantly everyone's going to do with this thing. And this thing has eye control. Santa. What's eye control? Eye control is the ability to run this machine Bluetooth from your phone with an app. Now, any of the Arccaptain Pro series you can run with eye control. Some are more useful than others. For a MIG welder, I can't tell you how many times I've been under a car welding and I'm like, man, I need to turn it up a little bit. If you got your phone, you pull your phone out and you just beep, 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 up you go. Or I want to change it to spot function, or I want to change it from 2T to 4T. I'm going to explain 2T, 4T, and all that to you. So let's just jump right into it. Let's fire it up. Let's look at the display, look at the processes, and let's start building stuff. It is freezing in here, so my Santa hat is actually functional. Something of note I want to show you guys, which is, you know, you're like, hey, you know, does it matter? Yeah, of course it does. Pay attention. Look what Arccaptain did. They put a light in here. So when you got to change this out or you want to make an adjustment, you can actually see what you're doing if you're in low light situations. Who loves you? Arccaptain loves you. That's great. I've never seen, I didn't even notice that until I like kind of bent down and I'm like, what the hell is that light? That's awesome. I didn't know that was there. Anyway, this is your display. I hope she's not pulsing online. I just dropped my camera. So what do we have here? They're going to give you your mode selection. So this is going to be spool gun. That's going to be TIG. That's going to be stick. And back to MIG we go. This is going to be your wire size selection right here. So we're going to scroll all the way to 35. But you can go to 40. So 30. If you want to do 23, you can. Like if you guys do body work, just put it on 30. You're going to be fine. I've already done that. We're going to put 35 because also what I didn't also include to tell you, Arccaptain supplies you with a roll of MIG wire. So that's nice. This button here is going to be material. So what are you welding? So it's going to tell you what you're going to be using for a process. So are you using flux? You know, are you mixed gas? You know, CO2, mix, flux. It's going to give you all that. Also, you have the SYN button. What is SYN button? That's to put this thing in synergic mode. Synergic mode is to help you, right? So you're going to put it in synergic mode. In synergic mode, you're going to say, I want about this much voltage, and it's going to say you need about this much wire speed. So if you're a beginner, it's super helpful. If you are an expert welder and you're like, I don't need help. Okay, well, relax, bucko. You just turn it off, and then everything's manual. Turn it all up and down yourself. This is your wire speed, you know, inches per minute, and then your voltage. If you're like, hey, I like synergic mode, and you want to turn it back on, and it helps you. It says, I'm going to you tell me, and I'm going to help you. So you turn up your amps. You know, it's going to turn up your volts. And then you have an offset for voltage. So you go, say I want, say 120 amps. Let's go to that. So at 120 amps, 17.8 volts. And you're like, Dave, I like the wire speed, but I think I need a little bit more heat in it. You can turn this up and offset the voltage 3 volts. Now 3 volts is quite a bit. Or you can minus 3 volts. So up and down. So you can go up 3 volts or minus 3 volts. Or you can just put it back to 0. And it tells you your inches per minute. And it tells you can save all your settings in this as well. Now, if you're working with the machine, you also have 2T and then 4T and spot. So 2T is when you pull the trigger and it welds until you let go. 4T is you pull it once, you weld, and then you pull it again to shut it off. Spot is a programmed time. You pull the trigger, it'll time down its weld, and it shuts off on its own. Super helpful if you're doing sheet metal and you want repeatable results. That's great. So that's basically this display. It's very simple to use. Ground cable is super heavy on this. They did upgrade the ground cable, and the new, look at it's got a socket on here to move it around, and this is a standard Euro connector. Let's just see how she welds. And while we're at it, let's make Jess something for Christmas. It's an integral part. So this first button here is your gas check button. So you're gonna hit that, it's gonna flow gas, and you're gonna check it check it on your regulator, and then you can adjust. Shut it off. Here's spooling down. It's loud, so I don't leave it on when we're working, but it's cold in here. So what do you need for this little project besides your sick MIG205 PRO from Arccaptain? You need 10 horseshoes. Do you know a farrier? Do you have a friend that's a farrier? Do you live in the country? Can you get horseshoes? Horseshoes. This is just 1 1/4 black pipe cut into sections and some LED little candle thingies that my wife ordered for me because I didn't know what to buy. And she's like, let me handle that nonsense. And then you just need a couple pieces of whatever steel you got to use as a stand. You are going to line up all your horseshoes and you're going to clean all the spots where you're going to be welding because they have scale on them. We are going to go to the Arccaptain app and fire it up. It's going to give you all kinds of beautiful types of things. Now this thing says, I'm already connected. Do we want to use something else? Yes. So now it's looking for a machine. It finds the MIG205 PRO immediately. We're going to hit connect and see if she connects up. Bam, there she is. So it's telling you I've used my Cut 55 Pro and I got my MIG205 PRO. So I got one device connected. So we're going to click on that. And it's going to ask you, what exactly are you doing? Are you doing spool gun? It's going to tell you what to hook up for spool gun, and you can hit confirm. And then the machine automatically goes to spool gun. Now you can do welding speed, you can do voltage, but we're not doing spool gun, are we? We're doing MIG. So let's click on MIG. Tells you what to connect to MIG, where the polarity adapters are. Sorry for the glare. And then you hit confirm. Boom. It goes right back to MIG. Now what we're going to do is we have 35 wire. So we're going to click here. Boop. And we're going to say, no, sir, we want 35 wire. Automatically goes to 35 wire. If we're doing voltage and our speed, welding speed, let's click on welding speed. Say we're going to turn it up. It automatically turns up our amps. Look at it. Watch, I'll go up and down with you guys. 166. Back down to 104. 134. I mean, I think what we're doing, we're just kind of knocking stuff together. Let's get around there. And you can just plus it if you want, and it'll go up and down. You know, so say 125. So material, MIG material. We're going to go with the mix. Operation mode is 2T, but you can put it on 4T and you can put it on spot. And welding spot time. This is when you're in spot mode, which I'm going to turn it on. It automatically goes to spot. This is how long your spot will run for. So you can automatically connect on your phone. We'll just put it at 1 second for now because we're not going to use it. Let's go back to 2T. Guys, that's pretty cool feature, especially if you're under a vehicle and you're like, I just need a little bit more line speed. I just need a little bit more heat. I just need blah, blah, blah. I just need a rest. It will not help you with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the table as a clamp or as a ground, and we're going to see if we can't just knock these together. But let's try a couple different ways to make these together. Let's try the 2T, let's try the spot, and let's try some adjusting it up and down and see if we can't get this thing put together for her. This thing's fancy. Unfortunately, we're going to have to take off the Santa hat. Actually, that's pretty damn nice. I like that. And then we're going to move to this one. That's a really nice bead. Okay. That's about where we need to live. All right, now we just want to spot them together here. So nothing moves. So let's get back into our app. I don't know if we're still connected, but we're gonna find out. Spot mode, boom, literally right in the spot. And I think I'm gonna turn that up to about 2 seconds. Actually, maybe 1.5. Let's go 1.6 seconds. There it is, 1.6 seconds. This tells you that it's connected to the Bluetooth. It's got blue teeth. And I'm just gonna pull it and hold it. That's it. That's a little too much. So we're gonna get back on our app and we're gonna turn that down to about, say, 0.9. Well, let's try that. It automatically takes the setting, guys. You don't need to mess with it. Oh, much better. That's about the perfect amount of time. So let's do that, and we're gonna move through these real quick. It gives you a repeatable result. Now, in something like this, it's decorative, does it matter? No, but when you're doing spot welds in sheet metal and you want to fill that thing perfect, it works awesome. We used the spot capability on the MIG200 to do an entire trunk pan in our 1954 shoebox. It worked awesome. And that's what you end up with. But we're not done. Destroyed the lens of the camera again with the weld. You do it all the time. I go through a lot of lenses. Anyway, you know, can you knock these together by hand? You probably should do it by hand. This is more of a rustic type of thing, like somebody would make, you know, in the country. Do you want it exact? And probably not. You want it to look like, you know, someone made it, you know, with love. And they did the best they could. Remember that, honey. I did the best I could. So I'm just going to tack, 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 tack. I'm going to hold them down by hand. I'm going to try to get them close. They don't got to be perfect. Relax. You know, lay them in there. They don't got to be crazy straight. Just do the best you can. She'll love you regardless, hopefully. I still got it on spot mode because I like it. It works really well like that. Now you're gonna go find the strongest magnets you can possibly find. These just happen to also be Arccaptain magnets. I have the full set of these things. These things work awesome. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tack our feet to our horseshoes on the back. That way this thing's nice and sturdy and it's not going to flop and fall over. And that's it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this very quick review of the Arccaptain MIG205 PRO. The majority of all people are going to buy this machine to MIG weld or to flux core weld. It does all of that great. It will also lift TIG, and it will also run a spool gun. It does have a graphene liner that comes with it, so you can run aluminum straight out of the box. It does come with a 2-pound spool of wire. You get the upgraded MIG torch. You get the upgraded wire for the ground. You get the reinforced case. You get more cooling, which gives you higher capacity. 205 amps max. It is multi-volt. It is 110. It runs 240 volt. And it stick welds, MIG welds, TIG welds. This little unit does everything. And don't forget, it runs eye control, so you can adjust it from your phone. If you're laying under that car and you need a little bit more heat, you can just take your phone out and turn it right up. While you're at it, make your wife something nice. She tolerates you. I know mine certainly puts up with a lot. Throw something quick and easy together. You know, maybe spritz it with a little paint if you're feeling frisky. If you guys want to jump in on one of these or any of the Arccaptain products, they got Cyber Week going on right now, and they got sales all up until Christmas. If you use code MADGINGER at checkout, you're going to save an additional 5% off all the sale prices at Arccaptain's website. I'm going to have all the links in the description. Guys, listen to Ginger Claus when he's talking to you. Build something nice for your wife, then buy yourself a machine. She'll forgive you. You guys watch me do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.